Central Standard Time on Tejano Live Radio. Ciao.
Hello, everyone. Hi, this is DJ Tejana and Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose. We have a special guest. You want to introduce him, Rose?
Is everyone on? Good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos to the Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose podcast. Tonight, I have my co-host also, and we also have our special guest, Mr. Robert Galvan and Miss Audry Gunn, and have they got an interesting story for us tonight? You can't hear us.
Hi, Audry and Robert. How are y'all doing?
Is everybody having problems hearing us?
Oh, good.
Okay, maybe we have a few changes.
Robert, you can hear me?
Okay, I can hear.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay, great.
Can you hear me?
I think you're having some technical difficulties.
Okay, good.
But Robert can hear me. Let me get Audry back in here.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay, great.
We were just talking about this, right? We were just talking about this.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, this is live. So, we also have real life situations that happen to us, as we find out each and every day. The staff over here of Tejano Live Radio is not exempt from things going wrong. But I thank you for joining our podcast tonight. As I introduced Roland and DJ Lara and myself, I also have Audry and Robert.
Hi, everyone.
Galvan.
Hello.
Joining us live tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and let them do some introductions and talk about themselves. We're going to be hearing their story so that you will get to know them a little bit better. They bring a lot to us, so I'm really excited to have you on tonight. Thank you, Audry.
Thank you
for joining us.
Thank you. Go ahead, Audrey.
Yeah, so basically, you guys,
So, Audry, could you tell us a little bit?
I think.
Are y'all hearing?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah.
I hear you. Can y'all hear me? I think she froze up.
Yes.
But
okay.
I was just letting you know.
Froze. Yes.
Right. So if y'all want to go ahead and tell us a little bit, tell me a little bit how you got in music. Were you 5? Were you 10? How did y'all meet? Tell me how it came about Robert and Audry.
So I'll go first. So music has always been a central part of my life growing up. I have musicians on both sides of my family, my mom's side and my dad's side. A mariachi, a lot of art, a lot of artists, painters, dancers. So music and has always been just part of who I am. So I've always known I wanted to sing. When we're growing up, my my greatest influence, who I wanted to sound like, and I loved her music, was Patsy Cline. And so I always would listen to Patsy Cline. And so that was always something where I wanted to do. I wanted to grow up and be a country singer. I wanted to be a singer. And so throughout my life, I was in choir in middle school, high school, college. I even studied music in college. I was also in the choir in my church choir. So again, singing that was always the plan, right? I would always joke with people and say, I don't want to go to college. I don't want to do anything. I want to sing. That was always the plan, to sing. Thank God I went to college, because life happens. So that's always been part. As far as the Christian contemporary part of it, I mean, that's a whole testimony that if we have time, we'll get into. But Robert and I have been recording contemporary Christian music for many, many years. And so we have many songs we've written and recorded that have been contemporary Christian. So that's always been a basis of what we do and who we are. So when that turning point happened in my life, when I gave my life over to God and to Christ, and focused my dedication. Now, I want to sing, but now I want to sing about him. That was always something I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to do it. There was never an avenue for me to do that. And then I met Robert. So Robert already had a band, and of course he'll tell you his story, but Robert already had a band. He was looking for a singer that would come in and just sub for the other two singers that were already there. The band was called Pathways Christian Band, and he put a post on Craigslist, and that was many years ago. He put a post on Craigslist looking for a singer, and so I responded, and I sent him an email saying, I'd really like to audition. I think it's something that I would be interested in. And he's like, great, come out. We'll audition you, hear the songs, da da da. And of course I chickened out, and it was a mess. So I chickened out, and I sent him an email saying, I don't think I'm going to pursue this any further. Thank you so much for your time, la-di-da. And then a couple of days, it was something in my spirit that was kind of just like pulling and pulling. And I one night I spent my time with God, and I said, look, if I made a mistake, if I let the fear take over, because I was always afraid of getting rejected, because there were many times where I would audition and I wouldn't get a part, or I wouldn't be able to sing, or people kind of made fun of how I sang, or people made fun of the music I chose to sing. And so that had such a great fear of rejection. So I this was part of that. So I was talking to God, and I said, look, if this is something that I made a mistake, if this is where you're leading me to, and I'm in fear, I said, I'm sorry. I repent of that. I repent of having fear and not trusting in you. So if there's any way for you to open this door again for me, I'm asking that you do that. And I will go through it. Even if I get rejected, I will go through it. I want to do what you're telling me to do. And so after that conversation with God, I emailed Robert the next day. I said, if it's still open, if you're still looking, if it's something that you're okay with, I'd like to come out and audition for you. And sure enough, I did. And the rest is, as they say, is history. He likes to make fun of me because he still has a copy of that email. And he likes to kind of just like, look, remember when you were scared, and remember when you reached out, and da da da. So he still has that copy of that email. But that's kind of how it transitioned into now Robert and I kind of working together. So Robert can tell his side.
Yeah, I still have that email. So basically the same thing. I grew up in a very musical environment. My grandfather played the upright bass, and then my dad was an awesome guitar player. He played like the music in the video, that trio kind of music, Trio Los Panchos. He played that kind of music with a couple other guys, and he even used to play on the radio back then. So I used to sit and listen to him play, and I was just amazed how he could, move his fingers and pluck the strings in the guitar, and he was just very, very talented man. And so I kind of grew up with that, and I always wanted to play the guitar like he did. And I got very frustrated because I told him, I can't play like you. He goes, no, you can't play like me. You have to learn. You have to practice. So I said, you know what, the heck with it. I don't want to play guitar. So so the music was always there. when I got into, I think the seventh grade, I joined the band in school, elementary, um, and so I picked up the saxophone, and so I started playing saxophone. And by the following year, a bunch of kids in the neighborhood wanted to start a band, so I joined their band. So we started playing, weddings, and then I met some older musicians, and all of a sudden, by the time I was 12 years old, I was playing in bars already. And I used to wear sunglasses so they wouldn't see how young I was, because I thought they couldn't tell the difference, of course, But I played, since all the way through high school, and then went in the military, spent 4 years in the Air Force, got out, 4 years of college, and so I didn't play for those 8 years. And then after I graduated, then I decided I wanted to really get back in music. So I started playing keyboards, got picked up by some bands. I started playing Tejano in El Paso. That was just when I was in El Paso. Uh, and then later on, I moved to San Antonio, which I got a promotion at work. And they said, well, do you want to go to San Antonio? I said, yeah, I'll go. So I said, I'm just going to go for a year, and then I'm going to come back home to El Paso. Well, that year turned into 30 years. So I got stuck here a lot, living in San Antonio. And I think in 2020, we wound up moving back to El Paso. And then we came back in 2024. And then we just, started to, continue the music, because we had the band since 2012, I think.
2012, yeah.
Yeah, we had the Contemporary Christian Band 2012. We were pretty busy.
Yeah.
We were doing like 40, 50 events a year with different organizations, churches, homeless, motorcycle clubs. We're doing conferences, tent revivals, doing praise and worship at churches. So we're pretty busy. We were writing and recording, and again, we moved to El Paso. We couldn't find any musicians over there. We couldn't find any musicians to continue the band. So I kind of almost gave up. I said, you know what, just forget it. I can't. God, you're closing the doors, because we're trying to get a band, and you're not sending us anybody that we can use or wants to do what we want to do. And I finally told Audrey, you know what, I don't want to quit. So we can't find any musicians. I told God, either we're gonna be writing tracks, whether you like it or not. We're still gonna continue. If you say no, then it's no. So we've been kind of doing tracks for a while now, because we really wanted to continue the ministry. And so we're doing a lot of English contemporary music, writing, recording. When we got back to San Antonio, I said, you know what, we're back in our culture. This is our roots. I said, we need to do Tejano. I mean, it's, I think the music's the music. The message will be a little bit different than the mainstream, but I think we need to go in that direction, because I kind of prayed about it, and kind of led to that. So I started writing, recording, and then here we are.
Yeah.
I think it's wonderful. Can I play?
So you wrote your songs for the Christian songs?
Can I play one video for you right now, so they can
sure.
taste you? Okay, 1 second. Here it goes, you guys.
Día por día
All right, you guys. Oh my goodness, that was a wonderful, wonderful song.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you.
I mean, I'm going to tell you something. So this is wonderful because the individuals that can enjoy this song and dance Tejano and that
Hmm.
I dance that song. So
Mm.
I feel that that's a great thing avenue that y'all are opening for the world because they're going to be singing that while they're dancing and it's going to be for
Yeah.
the
Mhm.
world. That is just
Mhm.
beautiful. I can't tell you how good and grateful that I am to meet y'all. You know, I'm so
Mhm.
proud of y'all that y'all stepping out and just saying, "Here we are.
Thank
Look
you.
what we got."
Hmm.
Tell us. I want to know a little bit. So, when y'all wrote this song, um, uh, tell me a little bit about it. What brought this song about?
This song I wrote one day. I was just thinking about all the blessings that we have, and how good God is, and just everything is just He can be wonderful to us. He blesses us. He gives us everything we need. Everything, not everything we want sometimes, but most of the time, everything that we ask for, a lot of times He gives it to us, and we're like, you know what? Who is it? It's got to be God. Eres tú. It's you. You're the one that provides everything for us.
Hmm.
If it's not anybody else, well, then who else is it? It's not going to be that person over there, this person over here. It's going to be out of Him. So that song came out of out of that those thoughts that I was having. I was having a conversation with God and talking to say, it's you. You're the one that provides everything. And that's pretty much where that song came out of.
Yeah. So the same conversation that he was having with God, I was having it with God in a different context. So Robert's like, thinking about God's blessing and His goodness, and I was in the place where I was frustrated because He was closing all the doors. Like Robert mentioned, we were in El Paso, and we could not get anywhere. Like we could not. Doors were closed in our faces. The musicians, the musicians that we encountered, not all the musicians, but the musicians that we encountered in El Paso, didn't have the same mindset that we had. They wanted to get, granted, I understand they want to get paid, but when you're doing contemporary Christian, when you're doing the work for the Lord, the payment isn't here on earth, it's in heaven, right? And
Yeah,
so it was hard to get people, musicians that were just as dedicated and sold out that we were, and said, look, we're not going to get paid. Sometimes we don't get water, we don't get paid, we don't get food, we don't get gas money, nothing, right? um
right,
but it's who we were doing it for. And so that was the frustrating part, because we had musicians reach out, don't get me wrong, we had plenty of musicians reach out, but once it got down to the nitty gritty, we're like, we're not going to get paid, you're not going to get paid, you're going to work hard, you're going to have to set up your own equipment, you're going to be outside, you're going to be in the cold, you're going to
Yeah.
be in the heat. Then they were like, whatever. We had one that wanted to get paid, and then wanted to get paid extra because he could sing harmony, and because that was an extra skill, he wanted to get paid extra for that. And so we were one time at a church, and we were getting ready to start service, and our drummer was a no call no show because another church called him for the same day that we're going to pay him. And so he left us without any drummer, anything. So that's what we were encountering, and that's where my frustration was like, Lord, why did you give me this desire? Why did you call me to do this if you're going to shut every single door? Like, I don't get it. And
right.
so I was telling Robert, like then that's why we decided, you know what, we're going to run tracks, and people can judge us all they want, because let me tell you, people do. Because it's not real music or whatever. It is, it's real music, it's just recorded. But anyway, that's another story. So we were going to run tracks, and we decided, you know what, we're going to do this, and we don't care, and this is where, God, this is where we're going. And I told Robert, if God doesn't make a way for us, then nobody will, because He's the only one. So that's why
Mhm.
how Eres Tu came out, like Eres Tu, like if not you, God, no one. And if
Right.
not from you and not you leading, then we're not moving, we're not doing anything. We're not going to do anything until you tell us it's the right thing to do. Because we have stories about, we kind of went off the mark, and God was like, okay, you didn't ask, you go. and there's a mistake, but he's so faithful and good and loving that he gets us back. But that's what that song came from. Like, if it's not you, God, it's nobody, because we can't do it on our own. So
Right.
that's my conversation with God, and I would tell Robert, and so we kind of mesh that thought about who God is, and that's where It Is Through came from.
Man, that is nice. That is nice.
Yeah.
I pretty sure Rosa agrees with us. God will, it will be on His time, and when He
Mm-hmm.
opens that door,
Mm-hmm.
He's opening it right now.
Absolutely.
You're on our station.
Yes.
So
Yes,
you're
he
on
is.
our station. He collaborated and got you community V, which is one of our station promoters. She
Mm-hmm.
is part of Tejano Live, and
Yeah, Vicky. Mm-hmm.
to open that door for you and her be able to help you to get in other stations and get other interviews and to get your word out. And not only your word, it's your music, which is including the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
There's no stopping. Once it starts, it's gonna go. So I see you prevailing now. I see God open the doors, and y'all just don't stop. Y'all just keep on going. Don't let nothing stop y'all now, whether
Yeah.
it be tracks or not.
Amen.
Yeah.
Once they start hearing this music and you're singing is wonderful. God will give y'all. A band will eventually, things will
Oh
happen.
yeah.
So just hang in there.
Yeah.
And don't
we,
let-
we,
Yeah.
we,
Well,
we go ahead.
I've been
don't
meeting a lot of musicians here. I do a lot of sound engineering for a lot of groups here in San Antonio. So I'm meeting like the best of the best, musicians, and they've offered, say, if you need help,
Mm-hmm.
give us a
Mm-hmm.
call. So when the time comes that God says, okay, get a band together, I'm not thinking about having a band full time unless it comes to that. But if we have an
Mm-hmm.
event that want to have live music, musicians and all that, then we'll put a band together and do that
Mm-hmm.
event. But yeah, I mean, it's just, there's tons of musicians here in San Antonio. And I
Yeah.
found that a lot of them are very, very open to, doing, Christian music, and it's a blessing.
Yeah, and that's the thing that we want to
Mhm.
normalize. Like, we don't want to just say we're Christian. We're Tejano artists who happen to have the music or the lyrics faith based, positive music, positive message. We want to like Robert says, a lot of the musicians that he's encountering, once they find out what we're doing and the music, they're like, oh, me too. I pray too, and God's been good to
Hmm.
me, and da da da. Like, we want it to be like a simple, a normal conversation we would anything, right? And so we want the music to be at the level where it is mainstream. It is not just in a box, like, oh, where I'm only going to play it on this station because it's Christian. Yes, we want that too, but
Yeah,
we need other people to hear the word. We need other
right,
people that may not go to church or may not, whatever
right.
the case may be. And this is the avenue that they're going to turn on that radio, or they're going to go on YouTube or whatever, and then that one song, that one message, like, that will get them. I mean, just like you hear, all the Tejano music right now, it reminds you of something, or it's a good song and you want to dance to it and you sing along to it. We want the same output. We want the same outcome with our music. It just so happens that I say God or Senor or Jesus, but it doesn't matter. You take out the words, you listen to the music. It's Tejano. It's Tejano. It just the lyrics are just a little different, but it our goal and our mission is, to not only walk through the doors that God has opened for Robert and I, but to have others behind us that are
Hmm.
like, you know what, I want to do that too. And let it be okay. And let us lead that charge, and let us then mentor that next generation. Because that's what we were doing when we
Yes.
were working at churches and different places. We were mentoring the next generation. Like, I would mentor the next worship leader. And if they wanted to learn, I'd teach them how to lead worship, and why they were leading worship, and what they were doing, and how to sing, and how to sing properly, and how to warm up. So all of those things, we still want to do in this avenue, and we just want it to be normalized. We want it to be on the mainstream.
Yeah. I think that with your strength that you're doing. I think it will. You're on our mainstream, so I'm pretty sure
Mhm.
a lot of the radio stations that are out there, once they hear this, and even though someone would say the words are different, um, even though the words are different, the song is beautiful, and to
Yeah.
dance
Mhm. Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's just an honor to be singing that. It's you, Lord.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And I think once they feel that, whoever you're reaching at that moment,
Right.
that needs that song.
Hmm.
Music is the heal of the soul. It heals
Yeah.
soul. It makes us. They could
Mhm.
be. It could save somebody that's fixing to do something crazy, and they hear it, and then bam, you saved a
Mhm.
life. So I
Yeah.
think that
Mhm.
I you that more musicians and artists that have Christian music should follow and keep. Hey, go for it. Throw it out
Go
there.
for it.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Because the way we write the
So
songs,
who was it?
uh,
I have a question
I'm
for
sorry.
you.
Oh yeah. Yes.
No, no, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh, I was just going to say the way we
Keep
write the
going, Audrey.
songs.
I'll ask in
Okay.
a minute.
Okay. The way we write the songs is if you listen to the songs, like we have a song called Beside Me. It's a country song. And it's a song where it's a song about having somebody beside you and walking with you and guiding you. That could be anybody. That could be your mom, that could be a family friend, that could be your dad. It could be anyone. And so that just reminds you that you're not alone, that somebody's there with you, somebody has your back, And so that's how we write the songs. Yes, we'll write them with the message, but there's other songs that we write that is just about knowing that you're not alone and knowing that
Mhm.
you're going to prevail. Yes, you're going to stumble and you're going to fall, but you know what? You're going to get lifted up and let's move forward. So that's kind of what our message is in these songs that we're writing, and even the ones coming after. That's the message, because music connects us all, and it crosses all generations, and it
Mhm.
crosses boundaries, and someone can as if somebody can hear something and get inspired, and God moves in them, or where they make a decision, you know then that's what we've done our job, and that's was our purpose.
Was there something that inspired you to go with the Christian side of it? And not only the Christian side, I think there's always a story, behind everything that we say and do. What was yours? What was your inspiration? What kind of led you to want to help and save someone maybe,
Absolutely, absolutely.
heal
So
because music is healing.
absolutely it is, and I'll go first, then I'll let Robert. If not, I'll take over, and Robert will just be like, "You don't stop talking." But but
I want to
so
hear from both of you.
so just quick. So growing up, I didn't have the best environment. I didn't have the best example of a healthy family dynamic. And so, because of those experiences, I grew up with a lot of self doubt, a lot of self hate, a lot of I'm not worthy, nobody loves me, I'm worthless. I can't do anything right. And that's how I grew up. And that's where I was talking about that fear of rejection. That's where it came from. And when that transition in my life where I encountered God, and instead of the encounter was meeting God not as God where he's so far away, but meeting God where he's present and he's a father and he's a friend. And so when I had that encounter, I decided at that moment, I'm going to tell everybody about you, because you are the one that saved me. You're the one that is shown me that I am worthy, that you do love me. I am worth something. You created me. You created me for a purpose. Um, that everything I do, it makes you happy. Like a father, you're proud of me. You love me. And so, because I got that realization, I wanted to tell everybody about that. I wanted to tell everybody who was in the same situation that I was in. You're not alone. You have a father that loves you. You may not have an earthly father that loves you, or supports you, but you've got even a greater. This is God Almighty, the creator of the heavens and the earth. And so I wanted to sing because I love to sing and because I knew that was always a gift. I wanted to turn that in and give that back to him and point people to him and tell people who were in a situation like mine that there's hope and there's light and there's life in him, and you don't have to feel this way anymore, and you don't have to go through life like this anymore. There's something more, and that's kind of how I transitioned into that. Robert?
Myself, I mean, growing up as I guess as a really young kid, I mean, I was always, I don't know, I just love God, I loved him. And I would get up in the morning on Sunday mornings. I was like maybe 7 or 8 years old. I'd get myself ready and I'd go to church by myself. I'd just walk down the street and go to church. My parents never really took us to church, but something in me I was always wanted to go to church. I always wanted to be close to God. I always had that, um, how can you say it? That reverence for God. I always knew that He was good and He would take care of me the rest of my life. And so anyway, growing up, I still, maintained my faith. I was still, I didn't really follow, I guess we always get off the path. But um, before I started the band, of course, I had been a musician. And one day I said, you know what, Lord, I want to serve you. But in what capacity? I really don't know what to do. I'm not a pastor. I don't think I can get in front of a church and talk, but I want to serve. And Bill, you're like, well, you can you play an instrument, don't you? I said, yeah, okay. Well, then you can serve me by being, by playing music, by, um, playing Christian music, playing music in church, playing music about me. And that's pretty much how it kind of came about. I said, you know what, I'm going to serve you by, having a ministry, taking the message outside the four walls of church, because I always thought I can play in church. It's okay, but it's a done deal with the people in the church. How about the ones that are outside the church that need
Hmm.
to know who God is? They need to know, what He can do for them, who He
Hmm.
is, what He is, and that's where the need is. Not in the church, really. It's
Right.
it's already, you know, really not doing really much of. I guess not much of anything, but yes, you are. But no, in the sense, the need is outside the wall. So that's why
Hmm.
I decided to start a band and not to play in the church every single Sunday, the same church, but to go out and different minister in different churches. And it's pretty much how that revelation came out. I can't be a pastor, but I have a musical talent, so yeah, I'm going to use that.
Hmm.
And it's pretty much how I got started. So
Um, we have one
Mhm.
David Bella. He wrote, "Yes, God opens doors. I'm not a musician, but I do support. I know I'm now an actor, sports to acting. God gave me this path, and I have been in a few biblical movies, one being The Chosen, and a big
Nice.
production
oh
on
wow,
another. The Lord will hear your music." Aw, thank you
Amen.
so
Thank you,
much.
amen.
David.
Thank you.
That's so nice, David. Thank you.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you,
Yeah.
David. Yes, yes, yes.
We do
You know
have
what's beautiful is we talk about Christian, we talk about family, we talk about music, but one of the things is that what we do, and you said it, was you talked about outside the walls. Jesus really did that a lot when he walked to the
Hmm.
villages as where
Hmm.
he
Mhm.
went and he talked about it. So in a
Hmm.
way, that's kind of what you're doing is you're
Mhm.
bringing, people together to unite, to hear that, to give them hope, to and not
Hmm.
alone, that Jesus and God our Father is always with you,
Yeah.
no
Mhm.
matter where or
Yeah.
Hmm.
what you're going
Yeah.
through.
Absolutely.
And it's in those dark
Yes.
Absolutely.
valleys that you feel the most alone, but that's when he's there with
Hmm.
you. So I love the hope that you're bringing to people.
Mhm. Mhm.
Let's take a little bit. Laura, would you want to play one of their songs? And then we'll
sure.
go
Let's
for some shout outs. So y'all can be thinking of somebody that you want to say hello to.
Yes, let's go ahead and play their beautiful song she was mentioning a while ago, Beside. Let's hear that. Ready?
beside me. When it gets dark, when I'm afraid, you're my light at night, everything's okay. I believe when I saw you stay right beside me. You're right beside me. From the shadow of the cross to the rising sun, by the power of your word, when you said it's done, you're right beside me. You're right beside me. Beside me. I've lived wrong most of my life, but then I found your love right beside me. And on my knees you heard me cry. You took my sins and then you died beside me. When it gets dark, when I'm afraid, you're my light at night, everything's okay. I believed when I saw you stay right beside me. You're right beside me. From the shadow of the cross to the rising sun, by the power of your word, when you said it's done, you're right beside me. You're right beside me. Beside me. Right beside me. You're right beside me. From the shadow of the cross to the rising sun, by the power of your word, when you said it's done, you're right beside me. You're right beside me. Beside me. Beside me.
Wow. What a beautiful song.
Amen. He is. He is right
Thank
beside
you.
us. That is beautiful, beautiful,
Yes,
beautiful.
yes.
Let's take a little break and let's do some shout outs. Was there, Audrey, Robert, was there anybody that you want to do a shout out to? Thank you. An announcement that you might want to have, something coming up that you want to alert people?
Robert?
Go ahead.
Robert?
Well,
Go
of
ahead.
course, we always want to thank our producer, Sevi Contreras. He's from Texas Latino. He's the one that's has produced our songs and has really
Mm.
brought all these songs to life. You know, I take him the ideas and how we want the songs, and he just does his magic. You know, so we appreciate him very much for working with us, and you know, to really want to do our Christian music. So he's very open to it.
You
Uh,
know, speaking of Sevi, so he definitely gets a shout out because he is so patient with me in the studio. So full transparency, because this is how people come together, because I'm not trying to be perfect. So I'm a perfectionist, um because again I have a lot of self-doubt, and I wrestle with that, right? And so when I'm in the studio and I'm trying and I'm recording, Sevi is so patient, like, because there are times where I just cannot, like in Eres tú, I could not say Eres tú, like I could not say it. And he's like, no, Audrey, this way. And I would say it, no, Audrey, this way. And I mean, he just kept on, and so I started crying, and he just looked at me. He'd look at Robert, and I was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. Like, I got to get this right. I want to get this right, and So I got in there and I finally got it right. But he's so patient because I get very emotional because I want to do it right. I want to do the best I can for God. And when I don't get it right, I feel like I'm letting him down. And so I get very emotional. So Sevi has been so gracious because he'll just sit there. He's like, Robert, you need to go feed her, like go give her something to eat or something. Because, because I'm such a crybaby, I'm such even at home when we're recording here, the last song, the newest release, I know, we recorded it and I couldn't get it. I wasn't getting it the way I wanted to sound. And Robert would get in and said, no, you need to do it again. Do it again. He goes, did you practice? Did you even practice? I'm like, yes, I did. And he's like, no, you didn't. You didn't practice. You're not doing it right. And so I would sit and cry. And he's like, why are you crying? Why are you crying? Just get the song, practice it, and you'll get it. And sure enough, later I did. But it's even Robert, I appreciate him pushing me like that, because if he doesn't push me, I won't realize my potential. And so we need people like that to push us. So I thank Robert and I thank Sevi. I also wanted to give a shout out to Vicky, and she's our promoter, and she's doing such a great job, and we're so grateful to be working with her. And anyone else who's listening, because we can't see really the comments, but I mean, just shout out to anybody who's even sitting down and listening to us. Like, again, we're not the normal kind of Tejano artists where people are used to hearing, and so we're very grateful that people are being gracious enough to at least give us a moment, just to hear us out, and so we're appreciative for all of that. But yeah, it's definitely Robert and Sevi, because oh my gosh, yeah, I'm such a crybaby.
I want to
Yeah,
read.
this last song we recorded.
David Vela wants to
He
let you know that he's a
okay.
high school football coach.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool. Love it.
And
Yes, David Bella says, Audrey and Robert, I want to let you know I'm a high school football and head coach for the Christian high school. I listen to our students' music band perform the music they are playing. I mean,
Nice.
the good thing is I was in band and I played the trombone. A lot of people don't know that,
Oh,
but
Oh,
nice.
wow.
so but when I was in school, uh, like I said, the sound of music since young, it gets you either way. Either you end up doing music as an artist, if that's your calling, or you're get involved in music in some kind of way. So I'm so glad that God gifted y'all with that, because a lot of people can't. And when you can, I'm like, sing it, girlfriend. And
I think it's beautiful. I mean, we definitely need Christian in our life, and we need Christ in our life. So hearing the words of encouragement, I think is something that
There you go.
everybody today can
Yes,
take home. And I would like to do a
absolutely.
shout out to our viewers. We couldn't do this podcast without the Tejano Live audience and RGV Studios
Absolutely.
audience. So there's a few people that have been on here that continuously support us. It's Lubbock, Gloria Rodriguez Cordova, Colleen Savannah
Lubbock.
Gibson, San Antonio Rebecca Lopez, Vicky V, of course. Thank you, Miss Vicky. Nelsa Roman, part of Tejano Live Radio. Mr. Gil Jimenez, thank you for joining us.
Hell yeah.
DJ Roland
Oh, Gil.
Martinez, part of Tejano Live Radio.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lee,
out there in the valley.
Miss Lisa Trevino,
Yeah.
Ralph Garcia, that came in. She is a great supporter of me and my projects, mini projects. I saw Mr. Ismael
Nice.
Gutierrez that joined the podcast. If I haven't heard from you, if I missed you, Temple, Belton, Colleen, Cameron, we
Nice.
have Miss New Zealand. I haven't seen her today, but New Zealand is usually always in the house. So we
Very nice.
thank you for joining us. We have some people from they were telling
That's
me.
awesome.
So Monterrey, is typically in the house, Austin, Fort Worth, Dallas, and
Nice.
surrounding communities. Audrey and Robert, as you can
Wow.
see, Tejano Live Radio reaches all over, many
Amen.
different communities. I know
That's
that
beautiful.
Wisconsin
Yeah, great.
sometimes, kicks into as
Nice.
the weather allows and stuff. So you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
sharing your words, your songs, your stories, worldwide now.
Thank you. That's
Yes.
awesome.
And we have a couple of events. And if y'all want to stop by and just say hello to people, we the 3rd in San Antonio at the Deco Ballroom. Oh, Johnny Riojas. Hello, hello, amigo. And we have on May 24th here in Temple, Tejano Live Radio is going to be in my hometown, Templetown.
Nice.
And more information about that. Then we have our cruise that we are taking reservations now for a party in La Playa, February the 7th through the 14th.
Nice.
On in with RGV Studios and Tejano Live Radio. We have a couple of dates that we are looking at in July and then October. Ms. Yolanda Gonzalez Gintz, first time listening to our music. Welcome. Where are you from, Yolanda? Let us
She's
know. So we do have, a lot of events
from
that are coming
Colorado.
up that
Oh.
Live Radio supports the community.
Colorado in the house.
Colorado. Nice.
Yes. Yes.
Colorado. All right. Awesome. Thank you for joining us. We're super excited to have all of you here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Her cabin in the mountain.
That's
Look
right.
her up. Type in cabin in the mountain.
Mr. Johnny
And-
Riojas, of course, always supports us. And I did want to say on the May 24th event.
Gorgeous area in Colorado. Look her
Yeah.
up.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh,
You want to
good,
roll up?
good. Okay. Well, what about a little bit more of your story, and then we will just kind of. I did have a few questions.
Okay.
We know that the life of an artist is really things happen to us. Could you tell us something funny that has happened to you while you are traveling and doing your gigs?
So
A
we
funny
were
story.
Yeah.
so early on, we did an event. I don't even know where it was. It was in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in San Antonio. I couldn't even find the place. I got lost, so we delayed the start time because I was totally lost. But it was this place where it was an outdoor event, and it was there. There was a wrestling event going on, so they had the wrestling ring or whatever. So people were wrestling. Then you had other people doing I don't know what, and they had random food. And where they had us, where we were right by the porta potty. So we were literally like, here's us singing or performing, and there's a porta potty. Like literally, you turn your face and there it is. So so we had to deal with the smell. Then there was tons of chickens. Like they were just chickens
walking
all
around.
over the place. Just walking, just ran like the chickens were praising God, right? And so when we got back, when we finished the event, and Robert, started putting stuff away, and he opened up his base case, chicken feathers were everywhere. There was like chicken feathers everywhere, and I'm like, okay. So we get the porta potty, and then we have the chicken feathers, and so yeah, so that was one event, and I'm sure you're thinking about the other one, Robert, where we were we were doing the marriage rally, right? In front of the Alamo.
No. Well, yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell them that.
Go ahead.
So then we're doing the Robert has another one. So we were leading worship, or we were doing worship in front of the Alamo. It was a pro marriage rally. And so needless to say, we had people that were yelling in our faces and cussing us out and doing all sorts of things. But it was so hot. It was so hot. We were out there. We didn't have any covering. Our poor guitar player, our lead guitar player, got sick. And
We couldn't
so
find them.
well, we couldn't find him, first of all. And then he showed up sick. And then throughout the entire time we were playing, and this was a couple of hours, he was playing, and then he'd go and he'd bleh. and he'd come back and play, and then blah, and come back. So he was sick the entire time, but he kept playing. Like he kept playing. He was sick. He'd drink some water. He'd play. He was sick. Drink some water. Like it was crazy. But yeah, those are the ones I remember. Robert, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, we went to Uvalde one time. We had a conference we were going to play at a church.
Oh my gosh.
So we're on our way to Uvalde, and we get to Uvalde. Our guitar player decides that he's thirsty. He wants something to drink. So we pulled over a little convenience store off the road. So we go in, and we all got a soda, a Coke or Sprite or whatever. So he decides to get a drink out of like a fountain machine. So he pours it, and it looks kind of funny. Like it has like a weird color to it. And we're like, you gonna drink that? He goes, yeah, I'm gonna drink it. So anyway, we paid, took off on the road. So he's there drinking it, and he's like, I think it tastes kind of funny, but I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink it anyway. So okay, so he finished it. We get to the church, and we get there. We play a set, and we take a break because the guy that was going to give the message, he started talking. So we're in the back, and they were like, "Where is he?" And then we couldn't find him for about an hour. And then we're sitting, and we're right next to the restroom, and we're like, "Oh my gosh, it's been there an hour in the restroom." And he finally, we were gonna go back up, and finally he came out, and he's like sweating, and he's all different colors, his face, and I'm like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "I don't know what was in that drink, but man, so it was kind of funny because we couldn't find him. He was stuck in the restroom for an
Poor
hour.
guy.
He had
Poor
gotten sick, and he finally came out, and we finished the event and headed back. We're like, "You want to stop at the store?" And no, let's go home. Let's get out of here. But anyway, it was
Oh
just,
my
yeah,
gosh. Yeah, it
yeah,
was
poor
it was a
guy.
different guitar player than from
Yeah,
the Alamo one. So yeah, I don't know what it is with the guitar players, but
Can
So
we
the
play
yeah,
saying "don't drink the water" is true. Then
yeah,
okay,
it's
yeah,
true.
point
yeah,
Yes.
taken.
Yes.
yeah.
song?
But
Oh
we couldn't
no!
find him. He was in the
Right?
restroom for an
Oh
hour.
my
Like,
gosh, that's
Um.
funny.
No.
Can we
And
play
there
So
the
the
was.
guitar
song
player
for
has some stories. He's sick and stuff. I
yeah.
got it.
I tell you. I tell you. Yeah.
Oh, thank
Absolutely.
you for sharing.
I would
There
like
was
to
one
play
time.
another song of
I'm sorry.
y'all.
Go ahead. Go
I would
ahead.
like to play
That's
another song
funny.
of y'all so the audience can
Yes.
hear some of your music. Let's go ahead and play Your Love. How about that?
Oh, okay. You said, "Oh, your love."
Yeah, I
Your
sent it in.
Oh
Mhm.
wow.
Yeah, we that song. We were in the back, just sitting outside on the Sunday morning, and we wrote that song and
Mm,
came in and just we started recording it. And
Oh,
it came out like out of nowhere. Yeah,
yeah.
Beautiful.
When darkness overwhelms my soul, your voice
Yeah.
guides me through the
Okay.
pain. For you are my hiding place. Your love abounds, no guilt or shame. Why do I fear when your hands hold me near? Why do I doubt your truth will always stand? My soul's at peace 'cause I know that you are here. For your love is my strength. You are with me every step, making things new again. Jesus, you are the same. You never change, your love remains. Why do I fear when your hands hold me near? Why do I doubt your truth will always stand? My soul's at peace 'cause I know that you presencia, el gozo será eterno, por siempre en su presencia, el gozo será entero. El cielo es para ti, el pecado está borrado, prisioneros ya no somos, su trono glorificado. El precio pagó Jesús por nosotros en la cruz. Viviremos en el cielo, ya somos liberados. El cielo es para ti, hijos de salvación, viviendo en bendiciones, mi gozo corona ser, viviendo en bendiciones, el gozo corona ser. Cielos para ti, cielos para ti, cielos para ti.
Lisa Trevino sent a message to you, Audrey. She says she heard your testimony the other day and is very inspired by you and loves that beautiful song. Roland told his pastor that they need to play that on Sundays.
Yeah.
And Johnny Rojas just absolutely love the beautiful artwork. So thank you so much
Thank
for your
you.
inspirational music. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We appreciate. Tori Trevino says we are going to get them out. All right, thank you, Pastor Tori. Thank you.
Absolutely.
So this is what this is about. Is Yolanda, beautiful, loud on top of the mountain. Amen.
Amen.
Colorado in the
Amen.
house.
Amen.
So the mountains are everywhere. And your voice, Audrey and Robert, your inspiration, the love that you have, for our Lord, it definitely resonates in the words that you put out, in the music that you put out, for all of us to be inspired and feel the love that you're sharing with us. So the love that you have and passion for Christ, and you wanting to give that gift to us. I thank you.
Amen. Oh, thank
Thank you for
you.
what
Thank you so
you do, and
much.
thank you for sharing.
Audrey and Robert, I want to share something. Troy Trevino, he's
Yes.
a pastor at the church we broadcast on Sundays. He plays with Jesus Powerhouse Aviso,
Yeah.
along with Vic Nash on guitar, and Mingo Garcia and Ralph Garcia. That's part of that praise
Right.
my family
Oh,
worship.
okay.
So you got some heavy.
Nice.
Yeah, they are praise and worship
Well,
team.
see, we found you some more musicians there,
Nice.
so
Woo!
we never know how the Lord is going to work. But one thing that we do know is He puts everybody that believes alike
Yes, he
together.
does.
So
Yes, he does.
I'm just a great believer of that.
Mhm.
And some are just here for a little bit of a season, but there's a reason and
Yeah.
a lesson
Mhm.
in that for all of us to take off. So, this about wraps up. Is there anything that you would like to say as closing to our Tejano Live Radio listeners? Thank you all for coming in tonight with us. Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose.
So
Veronica
yes,
Lopez, hello, Vegas.
Hey, Veronica. Good. Consentida.
La
So
consentida, you got it.
Yeah, so God has been good. Our song "It Is Through" has been nominated for the 8th annual music awards that are happening in May. So we're so excited. As the recognition is enough, because that's opening doors. That's allowing people to hear our music. They may not know, like, who's Audrey and who's Robert. They'll start searching and they'll start listening to the music, and that's it. That's all that matters, because that's our purpose. So we're so excited about that, and we thank you so very much for this opportunity. It is humbling, and it's a blessing that you've given us this platform, and that God has given us this platform, and so we don't take it lightly. So we thank you so much for that opportunity, and for everyone to be commenting and listening. If it touched you, if it motivated you, if it inspired you, then all of what we're doing is worth it, and so we're so grateful, and we thank you.
I have a quick
Gotta get the
question.
music.
So I have one more song that I'm going to play for them. Is I
Okay.
Know. Tell us a little bit before I play this, that I Know. What brought that song about, and the words I heard, I was listening to. Tell me that had to come from somewhere. Did when you tell me about it,
Yes,
they'll know
I
what I'm
wrote.
talking about.
Yeah, I wrote that song. I wrote it in 2017, during a very dark time in my life. As I mentioned before, and it's just who I am, and it's just part of my testimony. I do struggle a lot with, do you love me, God? Do you hear me, God? Do you even know I exist? And all these kinds of self-doubt, and things. And so that was part of that time where I felt that he was far away, and I felt like, what did I do? Did I do something so bad that now you don't even hear my prayers? You don't even care about me. You don't even know who I am. And so during all that type of doubt, and discussion with God, that's the words of the song came to, where he's like, I know who you are, and you're not a mistake, and I'm with you, and I love you, and I died for you. And and even now I'm getting all teary-eyed, because I still remember having that conversation with him. So that's where that song I Know, because he reminded me, I know who you are. I have you in the palm of my hands. I've numbered the number of hairs. I know the number of hairs on your head, and I love you. And so that's where I Know came from.
I'm going to play it right now for them so they
Okay.
can hear what I heard.
How could I know the path my life would take? God, you know me well. I know I'm no mistake. Every breath I take
Wow, you guys. When I heard that song, I felt it.
Amen. And thank
I said I have to ask her.
you. Wow. I mean, I am,
Testimony.
yeah, it's like,
I know that
faithful, and what a
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
you.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it.
And
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
TeaCup
Lisa
Rose,
Trevino was just saying, how that just really touched her,
Oh, praise God.
yeah.
That's how they get their music.
Amen.
And Roland, can you please tell us how someone that wants you to come perform for them at their event, and they would have bazaars, we
technical
have
difficulties, ladies and gentlemen, but this is real life.
how
So,
what
things happen.
your phone.
But we do thank our special guest for joining us,
Give
Audrey
me
and
all
Robert.
your information so they can reach you.
Yes, I do have their phone number.
Yes. And you can also go to our website, our Facebook page, Robert and Audrey on Facebook, and you'll be able to reach us there as well. But yep, that's our info.
Oh, great. Well, I'm so
Thank
glad
you.
you
Show.
on Tejano Live Radio. It was a pleasure. I've been looking
Oh,
forward to more music that you say you had, so that way
yes.
we can broadcast it and share it with the world and share it with the community. Hopefully we can have you back if you got more news.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Come back and show us what else you got, because I'll sure will post it for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure having you on the show.
We do.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And ladies and gentlemen, just to remind you to contact Robert and Audrey, their phone number is 210-836-7430. Email is rgalvan at hold on, let me see, I think I lost it a minute. rgalvan96@hotmail.com. So if you would need to, need any information, need further, would like to book them for an event that you have, invite them over. They are definitely always, our houses are always open to you at Tejano Live Radio and RGV Studios. Thank you so much once again. So thank you all very much for joining us tonight. It is a wrap, and we appreciate you so, so much. I am very thankful and grateful, and I do want to say a big shout out to DJ Tejano Lara. Today would not be possible without the countless of hours that you put in with me today. Robert, for your patience. Thank you. DJ Roland, thank you so much for all you do for sharing the music. DJs, ladies and gentlemen, DJs play your music. Artists, if it weren't for our DJs, your music wouldn't be just out there, so we got to thank the DJ, so kudos to all my Tejano Live Radio DJs. I love you guys.
Absolutely.
Okay, good night. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Hello, this is TeaCup Rose inviting you to my podcast, Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose, every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tejano Live Radio. Hola, soy TeaCup Rose, invitándote a mi podcast con Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose cada lunes a las 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tejano Live Radio. Ciao. Hello, this is TeaCup Rose inviting you to my podcast, Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose, every Monday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Tejano Live Radio. Hola, soy TeaCup Rose, invitándote a mi podcast con Jingle Mingle with TeaCup Rose